All right. So welcome. If you are watching, this is the Green Room, which is the pre-event. And down below, you see a lot more people than you typically see on the Marketing Online Friday call. We call it a call, but it's really a show. It's a TV show. We have Jerry down here. We'll be introducing him in just a moment. We have Mohammed Siddiq, who is one of the introductions to these two guys. We have Renee, who is a co-founder of 22Social. We have Sean, who is the affiliate manager and makes sure everything is working well, who waves like the Queen of England many times. And good, we're up. And Tom Doss, he's just making sure that everything's working properly. Are we a thumbs up, Tom?
Almost.
Almost. Okay, what's the thumbs up on you, Sean?
Facebook and Google.
Facebook and Google. We're waiting for Marketing Online Hangouts. So, Dan, we are in multiple places at once. So will you go ahead and do a screenshot to show everyone where this simulcast is, because that's what we're pushing, the importance of a simulcast. And Dan will be the billboard for this event. Here we go.
We're good.
Okay, cool. All right, so Tom, I hope we don't need you again. So long. You're awesome. All right, Dan, can we do a screenshot, please? And if you just joined us, welcome. My name is Alex Mendossian, and I will be the interviewer. I'll be grilling these two guys. Jerry, now, is it Rocco or Rocco? Rocco. It looked like Rocco. I didn't hear you. You were muted. And Renee, pronounce your last name for me.
Banuelos.
That's how I'm going to say it. Banuelos.
Perfect.
Pretty good for a gringo? Okay.
Yeah.
And then it's Jerry Rocco, yes? Okay, awesome. Okay, and we just call this guy Siddiq. Now, if you know him, you know he is the JV genius, and he helped put this joint venture together. And actually, I was introduced to these guys by several people, but Siddiq is the one who really, closed the loop. So thank you, and we'll be seeing him till the top of the hour. Now, let me show you what we have right now. This is at G+. That's Sean giving the thumbs up. There's Tom, and of course, the simulcast is a little bit of a delay. So at the top there, you're seeing Renee's face because that's the banner. Again, if you've joined us, this is the Green Room. We haven't started yet. We do this just so you see a pre-event reality show. If something goes wrong, you get to see us panic. Everyone knows here not to pick their nose or scratch their face for the next 5 minutes because they're live. Go ahead, Dan, show us what it looks like on Facebook. Check this out. So on Facebook, this is what it looks like, okay, and there's the delay. So on Facebook, we are actually broadcasting on Facebook for the first time with the 22Social software at Marketing Online. Go to Marketing Online, and let's take a look at Marketing Online. Thank you, Dan. At Marketing Online, we are broadcasting there as well. It's marketingonlinehangout.com. And what you're seeing here is the show will be live in 2 minutes and 23 seconds, 21, 20. That's the countdown timer for when we'll begin. We are here as well. Now, Dan, go ahead and scroll down a bit. Now, you'll see that we do have a lot of comments. We have 2,300 comments from past shows, and I know it'll go crazy today. And then let's go to YouTube. We're also simulcasting on YouTube. And on YouTube, this is my YouTube channel. And here, we're here again. One more time. So there's 4 major places along with all of the folks who have VidNook. And the reason why this is such a breakthrough is because it's like having a massive TV show back in the 1950s. We have not 3, but 4 major stations. There used to be CBS, NBC, and what is it? ABC, CBS, and NBC. And today we have Fox, so it's like having 4 major networks. In this case, it's G+, Facebook, marketingonlinehangout.com, and YouTube all at the same time. Okay, my name is Alex Mendossian. If you've never met me, I am the interviewer, and I'll be grilling Jerry here, whom you see, and Renee here, whom you see. These two gentlemen, Sean is our affiliate manager, who I introduced earlier, and Mohammed Siddiq is our joint venture genius who put this deal together. And one thing I want you to realize is when we begin, I'll do a countdown. So I'll go 3, 2, 1, hit it. And the reason we do that is because this won't be part of the recording. This is the pre-event green room. A green room is usually in the back of a TV studio where people are getting ready. Usually it's set for makeup or people are looking at their scripts. There are no scripts here. These gentlemen don't know what direction I'm going to go. They know the general questions, but they don't know what direction we're going to go. That's always fun during our debrief. And I want to welcome all of you folks who have been here before, as well as the folks who have never been here. Those of you from 22Social, there's a very unique affiliate program. It's not where you get paid for referrals, but you refer 3 and you get your 22Social free. So welcome to all of you, because you are simulcasting on your Facebook fan pages. Jerry, is that accurate? It's on their Facebook fan pages, yes?
Yes, if anybody's participating with us, they're either watching on our fan page, or our affiliates can easily just use our feed ID, just like they could from your page, and broadcast this event on their fan page. The benefit being for them is they could fan gate it, so that'll allow them to get their own fans, get their own leads, possibly some referral sales with 22Social, or for anything else that might be similar. So if they like this, they might like something that they might be offering as a marketer as well.
Awesome. Awesome. And you just gave us a new verb. I know Googling it. I know plus oneing it. I know Facebooking it. What the heck is fan gating it?
Fan gating is when you restrict the content of the main page until somebody likes your page. So it's like a fan-only stage inside Facebook. And there's a value to that. I can get into that a little bit later, or I can spill the beans right now. It's up to you.
No, later.
Okay.
We have a very special surprise for all of you about 35 minutes into this Hangout. Now, is this what it looks like, fan gating? Is that how it's spelled?
Yes, it is.
Okay, good. Not fan gating, but fan gating, yes?
That is correct.
All right. Okay, all of you, please let us know where you're hanging out from. My name is Alex Mendossian. I am hanging out from San Rafael, California. That's the first participation that you take, and please do it below wherever you are, YouTube, G+, Facebook, or marketingonlinehangout.com. Those are the 4 major stations we're on, as well as everywhere else that we're seeing each other. Please let us know where you're hanging out from, because this is many to many, and then there's the discussion that's happening in the background. Please take notes. Please get ready. We're about to begin. Sadiq, I'm going to wish you good luck, and please participate. And I don't know what channel you'll be on, but we'll see you. And then Sean, we'll see you during our debrief. So long, everybody. Those 2 guys, please go ahead and excuse yourselves. And today we are going to show you the importance of watching on Facebook. Watchonfacebook.com. Now, when you go there, what ends up happening is you see the simulcast. So I'm going to count down now. And Renee, I just want to make sure. Are you ready?
Ready to roll.
Okay. Jerry, ready?
Ready.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hit it. Hello and welcome to this Marketing Online Hangout. On Friday, we have a very special simulcast happening because we don't have just 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 different places where this is simulcasting as we speak. And you can do this too, as we speak. This is the whole purpose of it, so you can simulcast this. Now, we start with a very simple concept, and that is, what's the difference between syndication and simulcast? Syndication and simulcast. Now, many people confuse this word with this word. Today, we're talking about simulcasting, which means being in multiple places at once. You know, in Star Trek, beam me up, Scotty. Well, that person was up in one place at the same time, right? They would beam, once the guy got beamed up, or gal, then he would leave where he was and got to the spaceship, or to the spaceship back to the planet, right? That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about beam us up, and they're in all places at the same time. So as I'm speaking, I'm not only being seen on one station, but on multiple stations, just like ABC started, CBS, or NBC, as well as Fox. There are affiliates, and it's not the same sense of the term of the internet marketing affiliate, but you right now are watching either on a fan page or on a YouTube channel, which is mine, marketingonlinehangout.com or G+. So the difference between syndication and simulcast, what I just talked about was simulcast. Syndication has to do with taking multiple sources of money and lowering the risk of each person. So if a property or an internet marketing website is syndicated by 10 people, at $10,000 each, then that's a lot less risk than someone putting $100K in it. Sometimes syndication is referred to as media. We are not talking about syndication today in that term or sense. We're talking about simulcasting. Now, we start with a quote, and the quote today is from one of my favorite folks in past. I mean, this was the year I was born when he made this quote. Marshall McLuhan, he has two L's on his name, by the way. Marshall McLuhan was born in the 1911. He passed on in 1980, and what he said is the medium is the message. The medium is the message. Now, today we're talking about a brand new medium. Facebook is not brand new, but simulcasting a G+ Hangout on Facebook is brand new. And the reason I bring this quote is because I've blogged about it and I've talked about it a lot. The quote is important because sometimes the medium is no longer the message. Sometimes the medium determines the message. Right now we have media. So G+, Facebook, marketing online, and YouTube, and they are all deliberately broadcasting at the same time, and we're on multiple places at once. Now, why can't you do this? You can. And these two gentlemen have made it possible. Jerry, welcome. Where are you hanging out from?
In San Diego.
San Diego. You're in my neck of the woods in California. And Renee, where are you hanging out from?
I'm also from San Diego.
Okay, great. This is a California hangout. Awesome. So, gentlemen, and Renee, I'll start with you. What specific incident inspired you to start 22Social to make simulcasting possible for the little guy and gal?
Well, this takes us back to early 2010 when I was actually helping small businesses get on a search engine called Google. I'm sure everyone's heard of it. And I ran into a challenge. Just to give you a short story, I walked into an art gallery and of an appointment I already had pre-made with the owner, and I started talking about, you know, I can get you on the first page of Google, blah, 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 the whole 9 yards. And his reaction was, I've heard that 20 times today. Tell me how you're different. That was a huge wake-up call for me, and from there on I realized that more and more of them wanted to and needed to get on Facebook. They needed to be on that stage where everyone can hear their story or their message, and there wasn't anyone really helping them with that. So that's where my idea sparked, and I said, wow, it's time to come to the rescue. So I, just to backtrack a little about my background, I've been programming since I was 14. I had my first business when I was 13, so I'm passionate about both software and business. And I saw it as an opportunity for me to really go after both my passions. So I put together a team of really amazing programmers, marketers, graphic designers, and we went to work at creating customized Facebook and mobile systems for different companies. And it was all going great. Well, not really. It was a challenge. It was like the Wild Wild West. If anyone remembers back to those days, it was rough working with Facebook. It was so new. Pages were so new. It was like throwing something at the wall and really hoping it would stick. And I still remember nights when we were developing or coming up with different marketing ideas, and something worked. We would literally get up and scream, "It worked! It worked!" It was exciting. But because no one was trying, we're really blazing trails here. So it was all fun, and we had a lot of success with different businesses, but we realized there was a big challenge. And that challenge is, imagine coming up with an idea for marketing, and you have to wait who knows how long for development to catch up and come up with the software, the tools that are going to make that offer possible. So that was huge. And just to backtrack a bit, when actually met Jerry came into the team maybe a few months after we were all working together, and he was under the same challenge. Obviously, he's been a marketer for a long time online and has a lot of experience, but it's always the same challenge. I don't have the tools to back up what I'm trying to do. So he's handicapped. And he's had success in spite of that handicap, or had success, but it wasn't enough. We realized we need something. We need a system. And we all got together and thought, how do we solve this problem? One of many long nights at the office, probably 3 or 4 in the morning, and we realized we need something not just for us, but we need something for that little guy that there's no way he's going to be able to afford us. No way he's going to be able to have a team. Number one, come up with marketing strategies. Number two, develop custom tools and help drive this thing. And we start looking everywhere online and trying different things and different tools, hoping there was something already out there that would make our life easier. And unfortunately, everything out there was just clumsy. It was, just to give you an idea, Andrew Lane, who's an amazing graphic designer in our team, one of our founders, he was having a hard time making a page look good with anything out there. That was insane. So that was a big wake-up call of we need to either get out of the industry or create something that works. So obviously we did the second, and that's how the system worked. We focused on creating something simple, something that was easy to use, something that the average guy or girl that was online could get going in 5 or 10 minutes. And that's the rest, as they say, is history, or as we're making that history. With that, obviously, we're on Hangouts. Jerry, you want to touch up as to how we got going with Hangouts?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. You know what I saw, what inspired me was because there's so many, the web was huge. You know, basically right now what's happening is the reinvention of the web. It's just social activity is shaping the internet today, and the internet itself has gone mobile, and that's a challenge that a lot of business owners are going to be struggling with. And about the same time, we were releasing our easy to build, basically a website builder inside Facebook that doubles as mobile phones. The same time we were releasing that, Google On Air Hangouts was released, and we just took a look at that, and it's a natural extension of many of the things that are already existing. It's just morphing together. So if we think about how we leveraged speaking engagements, we used to stand up on stage, then we would do teleseminars, which I know Alex is very familiar with, which I remember, and then we presented on webinars, and then now we're streaming. It's just changed. Medium has completely changed. We're streaming live video, searchable content that's available. Anyone can do it. Anyone can do this, and what we realized is that tool is just going to get better and better and better. So why don't we take our tool, put 2 and 2 together, and attach that to the world's largest social graph, Facebook, with over 1 billion people connected. And in all honesty, you know, we just happened to be at the right place at the right time with the right knowledge, and we snapped everything together and we ran with it. And that's how you get good at things. You know, we fell down. You know, we made some mistakes, and you don't get good at surfing or anything by not falling down. You have to make mistakes, and we actually didn't call mistakes. We called them train wrecks in the beginning, and you just got to keep reminding yourself that pioneers always take the most arrows, but they also do get the most land. So right now we're proud to say that we've most likely, I don't know anybody else that's hosted more successful Hangouts inside Facebook in the world than 22Social right now. We've simulcast live concerts, business presentations, interview series, trainings, fundraisers. We've even broadcast a local television show into Google Hangouts and onto Facebook, onto actual multiple Facebook pages, and we expanded their local Arizona reach out into the world. I think they hit like 10 other countries. So I guess to wrap this up, I know we've kind of been a little long-winded, is that we've already gone through this. We've solved a lot of the problems that most people don't even know they're going to have when attempting to do some of that. And I'm very happy to be here. So thank you, Alex, for having us out here.
We're just starting, guys, and I'm going to grill you on what is a simulcast, and obviously, what is 22Social? It's an odd name. You got 22Social. Keep in mind what that is in just a moment. I want to welcome and acknowledge folks that are watching on Google+. Patrick Schoup from Germany, CL Webb from Reno, Stephen Prusak from Culver City, Tom Batkin from Melbourne. It is 5:12 in the morning there. Thank you, Tom. We have Ron Gage from Gulf Breeze, Florida. Phil Nocerino from Lyndhurst, Illinois. Then watching on Marketing Online Hangout, okay, we have Randy Ross from Jersey Shore, Dr. Allen from New York, Wendy Acosta from Maui. Good job, everybody, and thank you for joining us there. And then on Facebook, I mentioned on Facebook, we have Tom and Ron and also Phil. So we have folks watching all over the place. Howard Howell is watching on YouTube. And what happens is we're not splintering attention. We're just getting people on their favorite channel. Just like if you had a commercial in the old days, you would go through ABC, NBC, CBS, or Fox today so that you get massive reach. That's what we're after. How do you get massive exposure? And that brings me down to what is a simulcast, gentlemen? What is a simulcast, and what is 22Social in 2 minutes or less? Go for it.
Okay. Well, actually, I had actually pulled up what simulcast is in Wikipedia. So what they say, simulcast is a contraction of simultaneous broadcast, is the broadcasting of programs or events across more than one medium or more than one service at the same time on more than one medium. So in English, what that means is whether you're in television, print, radio, or in the web, uh, you can take a broadcast and, well, not print, but you could take a broadcast and then put that broadcast into multiple places as long as you have the authority to do so. So the licensing, sometimes you have to get licensing to do that. The beautiful thing about Google Hangouts is you're probably asking is it legal for me to take any streaming broadcast and put it on my channel? And the answer to that is well, first of all, if it's in YouTube and the owner of the content, which is the only person that could get in trouble for copyright infringement, the owner of that content has left that to be open, so that means you can embed it on your website. He's agreed to allow that to be publicly shared. So anything that's open on YouTube, you can share. And as far as Google Hangouts go, when they're broadcast, like this one is broadcast, it's public, and we're not able to actually change it from public to private until it's over. So you can actually broadcast any live Hangout, whether or not you know the person, onto your fan page. And just real quick, on-air Hangouts are set to public, so YouTube just might change its policy in the future, but it makes me think of something else. Like maybe YouTube might be changing to a paid content model where anybody, including you or your brand, can have a mobilely accessible content on-demand channel at the world's fingertips. And if I was a TV exec right now, I would be nervous. And at 22Social, we take this disruptive Google technology and we socially integrate it with Facebook. So you could, again, say we're putting two and two together.
All right, thank you. And let's go to the question. What is the question for today? We have different parts of this show. So if you just joined us with a Hangout, we're plowing new ground. We had about 5 people watching 16 months ago, 4 of my crew and my mother, right? Today we have, right now, live, hundreds of people watching at the same time. We have a few hundred watching just on YouTube. So there's a question that we asked. The quote of the for the Hangout was "The message is the medium" by Marshall McLuhan. And the quote, I want you all to answer. And that is where you go underneath and you answer, what's something that's no longer true but used to be? I don't care if it's in your personal life or professional life. What's something that's no longer true but used to be? Share that underneath in the message stream, whether you're on Facebook, on G+, on YouTube, or at Marketing Online Hangout. Share that now, and this is the inner wisdom of the crowd. This is the social conversation. Now it's time to go and have a social conversation. What's something that's no longer true but used to be? Well, if you were married, you used to be married, and that's no longer true. If you had kids that lived at home, and now you're an empty nester, well, it's no longer true that the kids live at home. I'll give you one. I couldn't be broadcasting on Facebook, and now I am. That's something that is no longer true, but used to be. I remember for about 5 minutes in 1998, spamming was a great way to generate leads. That's no longer true. So this is crowd wisdom, community wisdom minute. Go ahead and participate in the social conversation. And engagement is part of the reason we do this. Because if you don't engage, then we're not doing our job. So let's talk about, why. Then that's such an important question. We know what it is, but why is simulcasting so important, so relevant to the average Joe and Jane marketer? Or even if you're not a marketer. Let's say you just want a message out. You want to write a book. Now instead of killing trees, what you can do is get your message out there. Now, pay close attention, because in a moment I'm going to show you the 3 M's that matter, and those are only 3 M's that matter in marketing or in everyday life. Okay, and they're the 3 M's, as in Mendossian. I'll get to that in just a moment. Some of you are finishing up talking about what's no longer true but used to be. So let's get to the why question. Either one of you guys, why is simulcasting so relevant and important to anyone watching this right now?
Hey, Renee, can I take the marketing side and you take the other side?
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, for a marketer, it's unsurpassed leverage, and a competitive edge. So with Google Hangouts, you're combining, the power of live event marketing. So, when you hear, your favorite song on the radio, it's just better than putting the CD in or your Pandora. You have video SEO. So everybody knows YouTube is the second most used search engine in the world. Your videos, including the Hangouts, have SEO value, and more so as the future goes on. And you're also building likes with Facebook. If you fan gate this, which means you're only allowing this presentation to be shown to your fans, every time you start a presentation, somebody has to like it. What happens is they like it, it goes on their fan page wall, their friends may see it, and they may end up at this simulcast. So what happens is essentially fireworks, you know, for the 4th of July, go off every single time you start a new simulcast with people who you haven't met before, and you get all that exposure. Furthermore, I'm a big list builder, and a fan list is a list of people you can connect with, just like an email list or a text list, but it's a soft list because they've liked you, and now every time you post on your wall, they'll have the opportunity to see it. You know, less than 20% will have that opportunity now, but fortunately Facebook has made it easy for you to reach in and connect with them targeted plus their friends by using what they call a promoted post, and it's very, very simple. I didn't want to get too far off there, but video, especially streaming live, is some of the most engaging content possible, and the way Alex is doing it, where it's just all over the place on people, you know, what people are comfortable with. And one thing we didn't mention is this is being seen on mobile phones. So you're always there, and you're always there to win the moments that matter. And not only that, this is reusable content that you could, you know, leave as public, unlisted, or private. You can put it on a sales page that sells for you 24/7. You can use it as a giveaway to collect leads, or you can plug it into a private site, into a content private site, and charge for a membership. So, Renee, anything else you want to add to that?
Yeah, Renee, before you go, that's called repurposing, everybody. And so now on the technology side, Renee, you're up. Go for it.
Well, actually, I want to add a little, even on the marketing side. I think it all comes down to a story, and I've mentioned this in some of our previous Hangouts. Is obviously if you have a good story, people want to hear it. The problem with just having a story and not really having a place to hear it is no one's going to hear it. So what simulcasting allows is for you to have multiple stages, really. So imagine being able to speak on one stage and magically, or one theater or your business, and magically you show up in every stage potentially in the world, every Facebook stage, quote unquote, and that's just one perfect way to add exposure. I mean, there's no better way to market than having other people market for you. So you don't have to be a marketer online to do this. You could be a local shop that sells I don't know, landscaping products, gardens, plants. You could be a nursery, and you could have a hangout every Tuesday that says, we're going to teach you a class on how to teach you how to, I don't know, grow plants better, or how to fertilize plants better. This is a product that we use. By the way, come down to our store and buy it if you don't already have it. So that's one way to look at it. But in terms of, let's say you're not great at teaching these classes, somebody else out there is running a hangout that your audience, in a subject that your audience wants to hear. Maybe there's a gardening expert out there that runs these hangouts on his or her Facebook page, and you want to put it on your page because your audience needs to hear that. Maybe they sell books, so they're not competing with you. But you sell the actual plants, the fertilizer, and so forth. So it's a good partnership to be able to do that. And for the author or that speaker, they want audience as well. So they have your business as an audience, and you have credibility with them, because now if they know more about gardening, they're going to buy more of the tools and the fertilizers and whatnot. So I was a gardener when I was a kid, so that's why I brought that up. Anyway, but that's my take on that. So.
Awesome. Well, here's my case on it. Take notes, everybody. Take notes. Stop the chatter. Take notes. There's 3 M's. There's the M1, and that is the message. There's always a sender in the communication model. And the communication model only has 3 elements. That's it. Every time you communicate, there's only 3 elements. Now, the first M is your message. Your message. And then the M2 is the medium. The medium. And then M3 is the market. The market. Now, you may wonder, which direction does the arrow go? Well, it goes back and forth. The medium is the message. Today, we even go a step further. The community is the content. This may be content here, but there's even better content being created in the discussion boards. I can't even say on Facebook or on G+, or at Marketing Online Hangout, or at YouTube. It's in all those places at the same time. Many of you who have Facebook pages that are broadcasting this will have access to all of our content from this point forward for free if you come on board, and I'm going to give that message on how to do that in about 10 minutes. So stay right there, but take notes on this element. M1 is the message. M2 is the medium. M3 is the market or the niche you're going after. The market here is anyone who wants to expose a message. If it's in your heart and you want to get it out there, if you were thinking about writing a book, think about how difficult that is. It takes sometimes forever. You can create content. Sloppy success is better than perfect mediocrity, we say. You can do content at the speed of sound like we're doing right now on video, and it gets indexed on Google instantly. Why do you go on Facebook? So that you can be indexed on Google. Why do you go on G+? So you can be indexed on Google. Why do you go on YouTube? So you can be indexed on Google. Why do you have a blog? So you can be indexed on Google. What if you have 4 for 4? You know, what if you're broadcasting this from multiple places? Or what about 100 or 200? These 3 elements are message, medium, and market. The message is what you are sending. We're sending you a message saying you can simultask easily. You can expose your message easily. You can engage easily. Number 2 is the medium. Now, we're using video, but we're using Facebook. We're using G+. We're using Marketing Online Hangout. Do we want new members? Of course we do. I mean, look at my lower third, marketingonline.com. Now, after the show, go there and get your free persona hero test. If you're new, you don't have to become a member to find out what type of marketing hero you're like. Are you kind of like a George Washington or an Oprah Winfrey or Lucille Ball? Okay, what type of, or Abraham Lincoln, what do you like? Okay, well, you can do that by simply going to marketingonline.com, and you don't have to register for the membership. We hope you do for $15 trial, but get and find out who you are, because that's what we do to get to know you better. We want to know the third piece, which is the market, the who. So what, how, and who, the message, the medium being used, and the market. Now, ideally, when you do this the right way, you have multiple media, and then this doesn't look like one spoke. This could be a hub, right? And this could be attached to the wheel of a bicycle. What if you had multiple spokes? Well, that's what you want to use. And repurposing, Jerry was alluding to it earlier. You could turn this into a transcript. You can turn this into an article. You can chop this up and make a blog post. You can chop this up and make it an autoresponder series. You can turn this into an audio ebook course. This, right now, what we're doing, we're creating content at the speed of sound. And because we are in the recommendation age of commerce, it's not just information. People are recommending, and we're going to show you how to recommend this software in about 8 minutes. Now, the reason you can trust this guy, Renee, is he's a programmer. He's not a marketer, right? Now, I am an artificial sweetener. I'm a marketer, so not everyone trusts marketers. Why? Because sometimes they've been burned. Jerry here, I'm not putting you, under the bus like me, but he's a marketer too. So if I just had 2 marketers, you couldn't trust it, but you got a programmer here, right? And this guy, when they talk about train wrecks, I can only imagine the number of betas and the number of launch dates, that have been sleepless nights. You look pretty good actually for a programmer. Congratulations. Usually it's like, under the eyes and stuff. These guys have bent over backwards to make 22Social possible. So let's talk about how is simulcasting possible without 22Social, and then we'll get to with 22Social. Who wants to take this one?
Jerry?
Well, since I before 22Social, I would have to go and do it. If I was going to do it inside Facebook, I'd still have to get a domain. I'd still have to get a hosting account. So we're talking $15 for the domain a year, over $100 for the hosting account. I have to set up a website outside of Facebook, so $500 to $5,000. I got to pay for the maintenance. I got to pay for the updating on that. I got to then figure out how to get that website to the Facebook specifications, and I got to get it to communicate with the Facebook App Center. If you're already lost, your head spinning, that's where I would be right now. I'd be looking for programmers, designers that I'd have to pay, and then again find, hunt down, and pay again every single time I wanted to make a change, or Facebook, makes a change to their specifications. Then I'd have to buy training courses. That can go anywhere from $100 to $200, and then I'd have to integrate all of this with a smart link and a mobile site, which I by this point I've already given up. I couldn't even get out of that would be a lot. The alternative would be to host it somewhere else in maybe an inferior place. Just a website is great, but I feel like if you're going to host something and if you only have one choice, I prefer obviously a 22Social, the fertile growing ground of Facebook to grow your business.
Okay. And why Facebook? I mean, let's be blunt. Why Facebook?
Sure.
Because I've gone to G Plus because people are leaving Facebook. Zuckerberg keeps changing the look and feel of it, and it's upset me. It's upset a lot of people that have courses. But you're not doing that. What you're doing is you're utilizing it in a way that it never changes, because chances are they'll never change their fan page. True or true?
Well, Renee, do you want to take that one? I don't want to hog it up.
Well, the reality is, yes, there's some people leaving Facebook, but here's how I look at it. I don't care where the ball moves. We're gonna be there. So, and we're gonna be there for you, meaning everyone who's a user of 22S. So, but right now, the boatload of the consumer is still on Facebook. So that's why we've thrown a lot of focus on that. And obviously, we're looking into Google Plus, and that's why we're doing Hangouts. No surprise there. But I mean, we're on Google Plus every time we're on a Hangout. That is Google Plus. So I firmly believe that Google is gonna release a lot more APIs. Here's from a programming perspective. That's going to allow us to do a lot more things like we're doing on Facebook. As soon as that happens, believe me, we'll be the first to jump on that. We're waiting for that. So
awesome. Well, Renee just acknowledged Facebook, and I want to acknowledge our members and affiliates, our new members. Thank you, Marissa, Diana, Darcy, Patrick, Shoop, Lana Reed, Sue. Thank you, new members of marketingonline.com. Go give it a shot. Take a $15 trial. This, by the way, is the commercial for this show. This is what pays the bills, so you can do this too. If I had a shirt with, let's say, Google on it, well, they wouldn't do it. Let's say it said ABC gardening, because I was a gardener too, Renee. That was an entrepreneur. Oh, wow. And I lived in Pasadena, and I had like 3 other guys gardening for me. That's called syndication, right? Well, right. If I had a shirt with ABC gardening, I could have them pay me $500 a show once you have more reach, especially if it's a local show. So this can be local. It could be turned into a product globally. Just think global, act local. New affiliates, Diana, Rono, Chris, Patrick, again, he's both an affiliate and a member. Thank you, all of you. Now, our guest next week is going to be Ted McGrath, and Ted will be joining us and talking about the way to attract only pre-qualified clients. Guess where we'll be simulcasting this from? Again, on Facebook. So wherever you are right now, if that's your favorite channel, go back there. It's kind of like Discovery Channel or TLC or whatever your favorite is. It doesn't matter. Disney, right? Just go back there and you will see us. So like Renee said, wherever the ball goes, we're going to go. Mobile, you can watch us on mobile. And for less than a cafe latte in any shop, forget Starbucks, less than half a cafe latte in Starbucks, you can test this out and allow other people to watch it on their mobile devices, which is half the market. You can get it for free, but no mobile access. For $2, you can make that happen. Now, our guest next week will be talking about pre-qualification, and Facebook is a way to pre-qualify. When we get likes, we know we have new viewers. And then finally, I want to congratulate Lori Robertson. You did it. You are the member of the week at Marketing Online. Now, you notice what we just did. Now, Lori right now is she is in Canada, I believe, and she's celebrating. She's getting congratulated by other students of ours. You notice I talked about our members, our guest, right, and the member of the week. Why do I do that? I do that because I want to teach you to do that as well. That's engagement. And the key, all the value, is in extracting the engagement. When you're engaging with each other, you're talking to each other. This is one-to-many, but the many-to-many is at the channels where you're having a social conversation. We can get new frequently asked questions. We can get new objections. We can get new aha moments. Most value is extracted from engagement, and that means the community is the content. Okay, that's the quote for me in 2013. Marshall McLuhan in 1964, the year of my birth, said, "The medium is the message." Well, that's changed to the community is the content. This is the old model, still true, and this is the new model. And that's the phrase I'm wanting to coin. So let's go to what if. What if people utilize 22Social, and we'll show you how to do it in a moment, but what if they did that? What would life look like in 30 days, 90 days, a year? Who's going to take this one?
Gary, go for it.
You're muted.
Mhm.
There
Okay,
you go.
I'm better now. Okay, well, yeah, I'll take that. I can honestly say this, if you times 0 by 1,000, you still have 0. So if you do nothing, I'm sure you're going to get nothing. With that being said, and get that out of the way, I'll approach this from 3 standpoints because we probably have newbies on the line, we have pros on the line, and then we might have some gurus in the line. So if you're a newbie and without simulcasting, you're probably going to be stuck sending your prospects to somebody else's websites, undoubtedly losing out on your efforts like a Hangout, like not a Hangout, I'm sorry, but like a webinar. If you were to send somebody to a webinar to watch a presentation, there's no buy button underneath that that's yours. When you're simulcasting content inside Facebook like this with your own buy button, you're not losing out on any of those efforts. We'll give you an example of that in a little bit. They have no way to really build their list by leveraging content from the pro or the guru from their live presentations. 22Social, newbies can effortlessly get started. I mean, like you said, for $2, they can start hosting their own Hangouts and get used to it, or they can be using other people, what I call other people's content, to build their list of fans, leads, and make sales for themselves. The pro, they have more experience. They probably already have a list. They might even be doing presentations. If they're not, who better to test out on the list? If their list doesn't already know, like, and trust them, what better way to connect with them than doing, a live contact streaming video like this? And then Facebook is also you got to remember, is also the world's largest person registry, where you can also collect their Facebook verified information. So if you're a pro, you're probably collecting a lot of names and email addresses. You're going to realize a lot of those aren't really accurate anymore. When you're collecting those on Facebook, you're going to be collecting the Facebook verified and authenticated information. And for the guru, it's more or less, the sky's the limit with the guru. And when you see some of the things that Alex has planned, you'll see. But delivering a relevant, personalized experience that's based on the actions and the friends of the people who are engaging on that page, you really can't do that anywhere else except for Facebook. The real other side of the coin for the gurus, if they don't embrace this technology, they're probably in the most danger of all than any of the three. But anybody who does and really runs with this, either they're using somebody else's content or their content, they can really compress time frames by building their own responsive list, by even simulcasting other people's content.
Okay, now I don't want people to do this right now, but I want to be perfectly clear. If you wanted to use my content, there's a Steal This button that I want you to click after the show. If you're watching the recording, just wait till we're done. We're going to give you a special link to where to go and get this for yourself in about 4 minutes. But just wait, stay focused on this. Don't multitask, even though I can't see over your shoulder, because I know what you're doing. Okay, because I know what I do, but just stay with me right now. So there's a Steal This button. It's olive green. And when you click that, you have the ability or the starting point to have all of the content that you see here from this point forward on your Facebook page. Now, who do I give this one? Is that true or false, Jerry? Is that a Renee question or a Jerry question?
Go ahead, Renee.
Actually, I want to finish up a little bit about the other question, if you don't mind, Alex.
Well, is it a yes? First of all, is it yes, they can have my content? I just want to solve that problem.
Yes, they can. Of course.
Okay. Go back to the question. Go for it.
Sorry. Jerry, or add to what Jerry said, it's very simple, guys. If people will buy or work with people they can relate to, and no better way of having people relate to you than actually have them see you live on camera and having them see your human side. Hey, if you screw up on camera, guess what? They're not pros either. If they were in your shoes, they would probably screw up too. So if you're live telling your story and your message and you're doing it constantly, and now you're part of their world because they watch you constantly, just like, I don't know, The Simpsons or whatever cartoon was part of my world when I was growing up, you're part of their world, you're in the same community, they relate to you, they belong to what you belong to, they're going to buy from you, they're going to stick around, they're going to keep sending you their friends because they want their friends to be part of the same thing. That's what engagement really is all about. So anyway, those are my 2 cents.
Thank you. And I want to also make a special mention to T.R. Garland, because we were at an event and he had also mentioned this, and my good friend Mohammed Sadiq, he's also watching. And there's so many people that have put this together. I want to thank Jerry as well. We're not done yet, but I was really tough on you guys in the very beginning, and you guys exceeded expectations with marketing this. I wanted special thanks to you, Jerry, and publicly, Renee, thank you so much. You're a programmer. Your hours are like probably 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. in the morning. Is that true?
Well, I actually work from 10 to 4 a.m. probably
Oh.
on a good day. 10 a.m. to 4 a.m.
That's awesome. That's the programming hours. And, you know, we talked about how to maximize your media reach. Repurposing can do that as well. So you have different sources of media, but when you repurpose the content, as I mentioned, you transcribe this. This is a blog post. If I was a Dragon Speak Naturally or voice activation software, if I had it right now, I could be doing it in real time and save money on the transcription. Again, this could be articles. It could be keyword-rich post anywhere. You could be a guest poster on another blog, or simply the content on G+, on YouTube, on Facebook, or marketing online, hangout.com. That alone is giving us more juice as a community where we can connect with each other, and you can do the exact same thing. The arrows I took on my back is no one was listening 16 months ago. Now you are listening, and I want to welcome you and thank all of you. Now, forget all the kumbaya, touchy-feely questions I've asked, because everyone knows we're going to champion 22Social. What's the barrier? What's the roadblock that gets in the way? Forget laziness, that's always going to be there. Forget procrastination, that's always going to be there. Forget perfectionism or perfectionist and denial, that's always going to be there. But what's the number one juiciest roadblock that gets in the way? And I want both of you to chime in. Who's first?
Jump in, man.
You're muted.
Well, when we're talking about broadcasting live online, obviously the fear of embarrassment online. And I heard this recently, which was the only person, if your content is good, the only person that cares about what you look like is you. So just get out there and do it. If Alex makes it look easy, it's because he's been doing it a long time and he's put a lot of work and effort behind it. The pros make it look easy. Your job is just get out there and get started. And you can do that with Hangouts with 2 to 3 people and then build from there. It doesn't have to be a huge, big audience like hundreds and hundreds of people. That would probably be the biggest. And then, the fear of just getting started with something technical, I'd like to take that away if I could right now, real quick, if you don't mind, just 3 quick steps.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, as far as getting technical, it can't be financial, because like Alex had said, it's $2 to get started with our product on a trial period. It can't be financial. That barrier is gone. So let me get the technical one out of the way. So if you're setting up your own content and you're actually a host of a Hangout, you're ready to do that, you just need to go to the bottom link that Alex had mentioned, all the way to the bottom of the page that you're on. Wait, maybe I'll jump the gun a little bit on that.
No,
but you want
listen, once you put that drop in, we got to go with it, okay?
Okay.
So, now here's a good example. Like, I wanted to wait because when you guys go there, everyone's going to go at the same time. Nothing's going to crash, but you're going to move away from this Hangout. So we wanted to leave it until the very end, but we're there. So you go ahead and give the call to action. I'm going to ask Dan to replace the screen. Now, if you go to Facebook, right now, you'll see on the page, this is what it looks like. There's a video playing here that's simulcast. That's a little delay. Here's that steal this button, right? Here are all the comments. I mean, holy Toledo. I have people who are, multiple personalities. They're on multiple places. Dr. Allen is at marketingonlinehangout.com, and he's also on Facebook going back and forth. And then right here is what we're talking about, the click here. And Dan, if you could do that.
Or the logo. All pages will have the logo.
Okay, so this or the logo underneath. So click here to get your own free app fan page. What will happen is you will get a one-time offer. Okay, we're marketers. That's what happens. Get over it. Because if you don't take the offer, there's no mobile consumption on the other end. You won't have the ability to reach the mobile market. Why? Well, because that's the pro version. But if you decide to go free, you can just check it out and mess with it. But mess with it, please. Skin your knees with it. Get some relatives on there if you think that it's going to be a little embarrassing. So go ahead, run with it. What do they do? Step 1.
Sure. Well, the one thing that we make sure to do, even if you have the green buttons below, so if you're, let's say, doing a presentation on hundreds of affiliate pages and you're all selling the same product, if somebody does happen to click on that button and buy early, I don't know if that's a bad thing, but if they do, they're not going to be taken off the presentation at that time. So they can open another window, buy, and still watch the presentation as it's going. But if you were to do that now, what's going to happen is you're going to hear my voice again, and it's going to be on another video. So I do recommend waiting till the end of this presentation. But if you do click on that, you're going to get started. Take the free offer. We highly recommend you take the $2 offer. We can't give you a better deal than that, because that's going to give you not only multiple pages, but it's going to make your app accessible on mobile phones, which most Facebook apps, let's say 95%, are not. Facebook will not mobilize them because they're not in control of the code or they're not in control of the design. At 22Social, we give you one link that's available both on Facebook, and if they're not on Facebook, it goes onto their mobile phone. So some people are watching us on their mobile phone and they can scroll and they can comment and do all that great stuff. If you don't do the mobile, your app will be useless on over half the internet connections made today. That's very serious, because if you think about it, where do you read your emails? Where do you read your text messages? Your Facebook posts, most of the time you're going to read them on your mobile. And when people click on a regular Facebook app link, that's going to go to something called a page not found, which is embarrassing. So the mobile version for $2 will get you past that. And the 3 steps you want to do to get started if you're doing your own content, first is you want to just set up the app. Literally, it's a 3-step process. Fill out some information. You can edit it there. Select what kind of page. In the 3rd step of the wizard, when you're selecting the kind of page, also take note that you can select direct sales. If you select the 2nd drop-down, you'll find Marketing Online Hangouts, and that'll actually allow you to download, I'm sorry, not to download, but to install the Marketing Online tab. And that'll already come pre-populated with Alex's feed ID. So that means anytime Alex goes live, your page goes live. You can fan gate that, so restrict the content of the main page of that presentation until somebody comes and likes it. So setting up the app is easy. It's a 3-step process. The only thing you need to do is basically it's like 4 clicks and it's attached to your fan page. The next thing you need to do is just customize your smart link with your username. Smart link is 22s.com/your username. And then if you're going to be the one hosting the content, you also want to give out your feed ID, because each page has a unique feed ID. So you give it out to all your affiliates that are promoting it, and just tell them to set up their own smart link and promote their own smart link, which brings me to step 3, which is all you need to do is when you go live is insert the live Google Hangout link and hit save, and your page goes live. And everyone who's used your feed ID and promoted their own smart link, they also go live at the same time. So if you're a host, it's a little bit more work. But if you're not, you just set up the app, customize it with your own message and your own username, add the feed ID of the desired pages like Alex's page, or download that, install that template, and then just promote your smart link. And it's really that easy.
Excellent. And one thing that Jerry said is care about the content. Care about the content. Don't care about what you look like. Care about the content. If you really know what you're talking about, then people aren't even going to see you. They're going to listen. They're going to take notes. And part of the reason why we waited until the very end is because the call to action like this, where a new screen pops up, we're doing everything we can to engage you. By the way, I'm a paid member. I didn't get it for free. I went in and I paid for it, in case you're wondering. Why? Because I can't afford free. You got to go paid, man. You got to go paid, because what we're talking about is syndication, but integration. We're diverging in multiple places, but then we're converging with one message. So alignment versus integrity. Now, we're aligning with one message, and with integrity, which was misspelled, by the way. You see that? You'll always remember that. I'll get plenty of... I did that yesterday. Interity, right? It's a new word. Integrity is to be integrated. So what we're doing now is we are integrated, and as we end this show, the first step is to simply go to the very bottom and click to get the free app, pay for the $2 trial, and that way you become mobile available. And mobile available means mobile optimized. Mobile optimized means more reach, more exposure. Doesn't matter if you're reaching out with a personal hobby message or a marketing message you want to monetize. The more exposure you have, the more likely it is you get a click. The more clicks you get, the more likely it is you'll build your list or circles or likes. The more likely it is that you'll get more likes or get more opt-ins and get more circles, is more likely you'll get a buyer. And the more likely that you get more buyers is more likely you'll have multi-buyers, and that's where you become rich, right? So if you can be in multiple places at once, that's the goal. And in a moment, it won't be on the recording as you're watching now, but in a moment I'm going to invite people to come in here and give the code. Let me just tell you some of the things that have been happening here as we've been going through this whole process. Patrick Shoup is blind. Okay, he's in Germany, and he says, "This is awesome. I'm on Facebook, and now I can see the play buttons even as a blind person. So great job. Just to use the YouTube buttons, happy face, blah, blah, blah." We have watchers on Facebook. There's so many people watching on Facebook. I want to acknowledge you. Mary Lou, Gustavo, Melody, Gary, Kent, Art Geyser, welcome. Brett Ridgway, he's here. Welcome. He's my fulfillment house. Sarah, Marky Johnson, Fiona, Kristen, and then we have Sharon Maxon from Costa Rica today. Inma Cabrera. From Australia, we have Wendy Kay, because I can't pronounce her last name, Carl Davies, and Michael Lozier. Michael, welcome. The Law of Attraction, he's our guy. He was on one of our shows, and look at the power of attracting more when you go out to more. And then bottom line is this. I can't even get to all of these comments. Lori Snyder says, "It used to cost truckloads of money to get on air in multiple places at once, but not anymore." By the way, she doesn't work for us. So first and most important thing is try it out. And then if you want to be handheld, join marketingonline.com, because in our community, away from the noise, there's like a moat around it where we block out all of the noise and interruptions. We will walk you through it step by step, because we have Hangouts for our members, and many of them are watching right now. All right, we're going to go live now, so I'm going to ask some of my friends and colleagues to go ahead and cut and paste the code, and that's a wrap for the recorded version of the 22S, how to syndicate and simulcast your show. So Renee, you stay right there, and Jerry, you stay right there. And what I'm having people do right now is on Facebook, they're going to copy and paste the code to get into this Hangout. On G+, they're going to copy and paste the code, and the code is in my Hangout. So a Hangout is a broadcasting tool. You could just as easily do this with other broadcasting tools. What's the broadcasting tool other than Hangouts that we can use to simulcast our message with 22Social, Jerry?
Currently, actually, I'll take that. Currently, it's Google Hangouts is our primary. Obviously, if you have pre-recorded content, it's a YouTube video, it's a Vimeo video that you can put on there. It's a slideshow you can put on there. But currently, Google Hangouts is king. And
awesome.
the main reason we use that is because guess what, guys? Google's taking that hit on all that bandwidth. That's the only reason this is possible, because a million people could be watching your Hangout, and we're not paying the streaming cost. You're not paying the cost because Google's the big man's taking the hit. And now that I have the mic, I want to add, guys, the 22S feed ID, the technology that allows you to simulcast that in multiple Facebook pages. I'm gonna take a line from Steve Jobs. It's freaking magical. It is. It's great. So I know those hundreds and hundreds of programming hours till 4 in the morning are worth more than $2. So with that, go ahead, thank you, Alex.
Okay, thank you. And we have a lot of recomers to this. You see underneath here, these folks in Australia, I'm going to call on them one by one. If you can hold a question and just get your biggest aha moment, and then I'll ask other people to ask a question, and you guys drop off so we have new faces, okay? So Tom, aha moment for you. Unmute yourself. What's your biggest aha moment with this Hangout, because it's different than anything else we've ever done?
My biggest aha moment is that we can be in so many different places and potentially rank for the same content a lot quicker.
Okay, awesome. Go ahead and jump off. I'm going to go to Wendy. Biggest aha moment. We'll do questions during our membership. Go for it.
Yeah, the biggest aha moment was I like the comment around relevant, personalized experience that you really can't do anywhere else apart from Facebook. So I just wanted to get some elaboration on that one.
Okay,
sure.
Rephrase that, because that was a question and aha moment like you've been taught. So go ahead and ask the question.
So the aha. So why is the experience on Facebook more personalized and relevant than on any other space?
Okay, Jerry?
I can give you a quick example. A lot of times we get a support request saying, hey, my affiliate link isn't working because when I go to it, I see X so-and-so's face. And we say, that's what you see. You know, everyone, because you're logged into Facebook, we know exactly who you are when you're on our app and you're going through our sales funnel, we speak to you by your name. We have your Facebook picture there, and we can provide a relevant experience for you. Let's say if you were to recommend somebody else to our product and they went to your referral link, it's going to say, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Wendy.
Wendy.
From Melbourne.
Hi, great. So it would say, Wendy is using 22Social to build her list and maximize her message. And they would see your face right there, and she thinks you should too. So they're going to get a different experience based on who they are and where they are in the sales process. And that's why Renee is magical. It's a little bit nightmarish for the marketer to go back through all the funnels and figure out what everybody's seeing. But everybody does have a unique and relevant experience as they're going through, because once they allow a Facebook app, we can identify them based on their Facebook information.
Great. Thank you.
To add to that, Wendy, actually, through our app, if you see the rolling comments at the bottom, that's something we extended the Facebook comments to be able to update regularly, so they refresh automatically. And just being able to communicate with them on that platform and being able to react to those comments on that Hangout, to me, that's personal. I mean, we have a client, Liam Peoples, whose first Hangout, reacting to those comments, and both because of Google Plus and because our comments are actually refreshing automatically, was amazing. She's done TV interviews, she's an actress, but just that experience is amazing. And what we're doing now is great, Alex. I love this, by the way.
Well, it shows. Now, to me, the way it looks, sometimes Google, the video and the audio is not always in sync. So to me, right now, it looks out of sync, but you're getting the message. It really doesn't matter. And this is a green room after the event. So what's most important is just getting on the air at the same time. And by the way, with Wendy, before she goes, it is 5:55 in the morning there, so I appreciate you for being here, and I'm going to say goodbye. All right, awesome.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Okay, Dr. Allen, keep it brief. Biggest aha moment.
Biggest aha moment is that you could adopt new technology even if you didn't build it yourself, and it works all the time. Terrific stuff. Terrific.
That app he has, the VIP app, that is something you ought to get together with these guys later on. And he was one of our members of our week, Dr. Allen, who you see right there. And he also is a sponsor for us. So he's there for a good reason. Thank you, Dr. Allen. Fiona, one of our members of the week, what's your biggest aha moment?
Oh, just getting the URL link embedded and finally working. I had a little bit of a struggle, but I signed up over an hour ago. I'm so excited. Yay. Oh, this is brilliant. Thank you.
All right, good job. And like the rest of the Aussies, you got to get up pretty early in the morning to outdo those Aussies. They see the link and they just click it, right? So thank you, Fiona. And by the way, Jerry, for you and for me, I believe for you, all you have to do is hover your mouse over each person's face and you see their names. Okay, so I'm going to go over to Kristen. Are you going to have a question today? Are you? Come on, give me an aha moment. There, she's shy.
Sorry, no, I'm here.
Okay, what's your biggest aha moment? What's your big moment?
I just think it's definitely exciting to be able to do everything with this right here. So to me, I just like that idea. So.
Are you paid? Are you getting paid for that comment, by the way?
No. Well.
That's the right answer. No, she's not. That's what's happening in real time. Thank you, Kristen. Let someone else on, and we'll see you next week. Good job.
I find a new button. Sorry.
Yeah, you got new buttons, and we have a whole new range now. Brittany, unmute yourself, and we can see you. Welcome. It's the first time you're inside this Hangout. Give us a question. Are you on? Are you frozen? Okay. How about Dr. Randy? Go ahead and unmute yourself and give us a question. You're muted still. I'll come back to you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I sure can. Good job. What's your question?
Hey, Alex. I just wanted to clarify something. One of the challenges that I've been having on Facebook lately is they always change things, and they really seem to be interfering with the business I do on Facebook. And if I understand their program, they're going to kind of stay on top of these changes, and it'll kind of be seamless in the background. And as things change, I won't have to be dealing with these. Is that right?
Well,
that's exactly
hang on
correct.
a second. Hang on, Renee. Hang on. Now, you asked me that question, and they're here right now. So go ahead and state the question again. Ask them directly, all right? Because I want them on the spot, not me. Go for it.
For Renee and Jerry, I've been having a lot of Facebook challenges lately. They keep changing things, and I can't always figure out a way around the changes that they've made, and it's really affected how I do business on Facebook. And it's got me so frustrated that when I got into Google Hangouts recently, I was actually getting away from Facebook. So a lot of what you said was a little techie I need to absorb, but what I think I'm hearing is you guys are going to deal with all that behind the scenes, and as things change, you're going to, update the process and streamline it so I won't have to deal with it. Is that correct?
I'll take that one, Jerry. That's exactly correct. If you remember what I said earlier about people not being able to afford us in the past, and that's why we created a system, that was one of the biggest problems. We create an app or a page for somebody on Facebook, and 3 months later it's broken because Facebook changed something. So it was really hard even to have that relationship with the client because it was additional work for us. But with this app, we're constantly on top and constantly communicating with Facebook as to what's coming down the road to be prepared for it. You don't have to do that. You don't have to wake up one day and realize that Facebook changed something and now it's broken and I can't figure out how to fix it and I can't get a hold of the guy who built it for me. All those nightmares are gone.
All right. Well, you guys got me then.
All right. And thank you. Now, are you in New York right now?
I am. I'm at the Jersey Shore. Just came off the beach to hang out with you guys.
Okay, this is a no-nonsense gal. So, Dr. Randy, thank you. And putting them on the spot, I'm glad you're doing it publicly. All good wishes.
Thank you, Alex.
All right, let's go to Sandra. It is 6 a.m. where you are sitting right now in Melbourne. It is also winter there, and you are up, and there's nothing happening in the background because I think everyone is asleep. What's your question, Sandra?
Correct. It's just a big aha moment. I love when it was mentioned about the no need for technology, because I think that's one thing that always holds me back, because I'm like a technophobic, so it's always scary. And, just to know that it can be so simple and I don't have to know all the things behind, that was a big exciting moment for me. Thank you.
Now, hang on. You're an assistant trainer on stage, but you also are a sales trainer with Australia's largest travel agency, something. Can you give a little background and how you might use this for yourself in the future? Go for it.
Well, yes, I could use it to teach people about Hangouts, I think, especially now that I'm leaving my job. I do a lot of sales training and coaching for travel agents, and it's been ticking over my head the last couple of weeks. Oh my God, all the things that I could do just being at home and doing it with Hangouts, and not having to go through the scary bit of dealing with all the technical stuff. So I just need to, I suppose, narrow down my content or my, what path exactly I want to go, and that's what I need to work on now.
Awesome. Great job. Stay on, because we're going to go the final word. Final question goes to Phil. Phil, welcome. Thank you for being so patient. I love your background. Nice and colorful, and you stand out. What's your question for these guys?
And just real quick, Alex, a thank you to you. I was Teleseminar Secrets 2007, and I rented my condo in San Francisco in 2010 and been traveling the world ever since. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
My question. I'm doing a lot of Hangouts. I really like the Hangout toolbox when I get the questions from YouTube and I can actually post them on the screen for the whole world to see. Is there any potential for that with Facebook and the 22Social app with Hangouts, or something similar, so I could aggregate the questions coming in?
Well, we're halfway there. I'll take that one, Jerry. We're halfway there. If you actually use the 22S app and you tell, I don't know, 10, 15 other people to simulcast on their own pages, all those comment feeds from all the different pages are in every page. It's the same conversation. What we don't do yet is we don't aggregate the stuff from Google Plus or YouTube, but that doesn't mean it's not going to happen down the road. So half the battle's done. Okay. So that's one of the reasons we encourage people to use their 22S link and drive traffic to a page, because everyone who's simulcasting will be on the same conversation. The entire all audiences from your page and everyone else simulcasting, it's all one conversation.
All right.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
Great question too, Phil. And by the way, give these guys a break, okay? They deserve a sitting ovation, wherever the heck you are. But give them a break. It's a new software. It's working flawlessly. I grilled them. I mean, first time I'm meeting them. I'm saying, hey, you guys better get behind this thing, because it's that important. Okay.
I love it. I'm already using it. I installed it a week ago. I've been using it, so I'm a big fan. Thanks, guys.
And give them a break. As changes happen, work with us, and let's crowdsource what's happening, what's not. Howard, I'm going to call on you next week. Same with Tiffany. Thank you for joining us here. We're going to do the final word, which means one word that encapsulates this Hangout. And before that, I'm going to do a review rampage. And Dan, once you come up, so fix your hair a little bit, and let's see your face finally. Now, in the very beginning, we talked about syndication versus simulcast. You know the difference. Then we talked about fan-gating. Fan-gating, a new word, a new verb. Next, we talked about the message, the medium, and the market. What, how, and who. And the more mediums you have, the more media you have. I'm going to make this a habit. I like throwing the cards behind me. Then the M3 model. Okay, the M1 is the message. The M2 is the media. M3 is the market. Okay, there's a three-way tie for first place as far as importance. People always ask me that. Recommendation age, it's no longer the information age, it's the recommendation age of commerce, and that's what we're doing. We are recommending. Next is the most value is extracted from engaging, which you have been doing. Great job, everybody. The medium is the message, is how we started with Marshall McLuhan. That was in 1964, the year of my birth. And today, I would like to coin the community is the content. You are the content. You are the message. And all you need is a bunch of media to simulcast that message. Repurposing, changing into different types of products, maximizes your media reach, because not everyone watches video. Some people do it during dead time in their car or whatever. You can transcribe it, you can chunk it, you can audio it, you can do anything you want, but repurpose it, because not everyone listens the way you do or watches the way you do. Now, some people say, how do you get engaged? How do you get people to engage? We didn't cover this, but this is my favorite question. What's your favorite quote? So this is the best way I can think of engaging people on Facebook, on G+, on YouTube. What's your favorite quote? And when you see someone's favorite quote, you see a lot about them. So you can start with that, and that's why we started with a quote on this event. Care about content. I got that from Jerry, okay? And that's always going to be in my mind. Care about the content if you're just starting. Look at, there's no fear of looking bad if your content is good. They won't even notice what you're saying. They'll just notice how you're saying it and taking notes. And alignment versus integrity. You got to be aligned with one message, and you have to have integrity misspelled, right? Let me spell it the right way, just so I won't get heck for it later. Okay, here we go. What a difference a G makes. Integrity means integrated. So this is an integrated message. Many to many, but integrated through one simulcast. That should give all of you plenty of time to think of one word. So let's start with Sandra. Unmute yourself. What's the word for you?
Simplicity.
Simplicity. Nicely done. Let's go to Howard. What is your word, sir?
Simulcast.
Simulcast. How come I knew that was going to come? Dan, what's your word, buddy?
Reachability.
Reachability. Excellent. And Kristen, what's your word?
Media.
Media. Nicely done. And Phil, what's your word?
Celebrity casting.
Oh, let's make that a hyphenated word, and you're on, all right? And then Patrick Shoup, we had already highlighted you earlier. Unmute yourself. What is your word? Are you still on? In Germany.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm on. My word is simulcast too.
Simulcast. Well, there you go. That's the winner. Thank you, Patrick. Always good to hear from you. Okay, I'll go to Renee. What's your word?
Collaboration.
Collaboration. Great job today. Great job today. Really good job. Jerry, what's your word, buddy?
Disruptive.
Disruptive. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. I'll just tag on that. Mine is exposure. You can't have more exposure unless you are disruptive. Steve Jobs disrupted the phone business, the music business, and every other business you can think of to communicate. He was a disruptive genius. And by the way, the simpler it is, the harder it is to produce. So for him to have a user interface just like he did for the iPod, and then eventually the iPhone and the iPad and the whatever in the future, that was all because of disruption in a good way. In fact, planned obsolescence is a good thing, folks, if you're ever in the software business. I'm sure Renee is thinking about how to attack his own code right now. And if he isn't, I'm going to remind him, because we want to be edge ahead. Yes? Give me a thumbs up on that one. Yes? All right, cool. So thank you for joining us. It's been awesome. This is the first time we've had a media company utilizing the media that they've created, and I hope you got a lot from this. This won't be on the recording, right? But what's on the recording you can see again and again and again as I end this broadcast.